Okay, people, what I'm going to tell you, um, joining on from before, I mentioned Enlil, and you probably recognise the name. It's from ancient Sumeria. They were the first main culture, the Sumerians, and they were created in God's image. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. I'll read it out to you. And basically, if you don't believe what's said, you can actually go and see also Zachariah Stitchin. His information and facts. Facts. The fact that we've actually got buildings and monuments that are found. You know, educate yourself, people. Don't listen to the stupid reptilian bloody Satan's hordes. They're pathetic. Right, listen to this. Okay. Now, this is Sumerian story, Genesis. Enki, though brilliant, was a spoiled child. Now, Enki was actually meant to be the one next in line. Okay? But because of what he has done, he ended up being knocked down, demoted. And that's why Enlil was bumped up to be the next in line. Okay. Now, he was jealous of his brother, Enlil. Now, can I just make a fact, is that Enki, who's referred to as the devil, he was actually a scientist. Enlil was more of a commander. And very good at his very, very good commander as well. No. Enki was wanting a kingdom of his own. When Nibiru, yes, you've heard that name, Nibiru, was facing a crisis of lost atmosphere, Enki saw it as an opportunity to grab power. Enki fomented a worker revolt, knowing that he could use Nibiru's emergency to force the council to accept. Now, the council is like an empire, but within the empire, this council is, you've got the head, which is our God, living God, our Father in heaven, who presides over the whole council. But you do have other cultures within the empire. That's why I said about the reptilians. And one of the reptilians is Satan. Okay, and I'll explain further down. So anyway, Enki was trying to force this revolt to make an emergency situation with the council to accept anything. Enki wanted a world filled with slaves that he could rule over, which is something neither the council nor the Anunnaki would have ever allowed. But Enki was shrewd. Enki would convince the council that Nibiru would die if the gold-seeded atmosphere shield was delayed. Okay? He convinced them that the workers would not return to duty. They were actually following his orders. He convinced the council that the only solution was to create a non-sentient species out of the highest order ape available to do the labour. That is why, if you look on the evolutionary tree, okay, you'll start to see the primates as they're going up and up, and then suddenly there's a space. Everyone in the scientific world refers to it as the missing link. Now, the missing link is this. The Anunnaki altered the DNA of man, of that ape man. Okay? Reason being is that they can use that ape man as the slave, as the labour, and it's also available for them to communication would be better. You can't communicate with an ape. You have to change that ape into something that you can communicate with. It's an actual sentient being, a being that can think, that can understand, the orders that you're telling it. Okay? The council saw no alternative, so they reluctantly and conditionally agreed, and they allowed Enki to carry out his plan, but Enki pulled a fast one, and gave the new species the ability to breed. Enki wanted a permanent stock of slaves for his planned kingdom. Enki went even further, and didn't just manipulate the ape's DNA, but he actually infused Anunnaki DNA into the mix. This would give his slaves that he would also find attractive and acceptable to be in the company of Enki. This both in his excuse me, my teeth's coming out, laboratory, and also by allowing his loyal striker workers to inseminate the females he created, which is Genesis 6. Look it up. Which led to the Nephilim. When Lord Anu, which is our Heavenly Father, and his son Lord Enlil, learned of his treachery, Enlil was sent to Earth to correct his brother's sin against the universe. Now, the Anunnaki actually have a very, very, very strong moral code. Moral code. Okay. Enlil, which is Rael, took over Earth and brought Enki to justice. That's why he was, But it was too late. Enki had created several abominable and potentially dangerous seed lines, all without an Anunnaki spirit, and without Anunnaki morals or virtues. These were savage slaves that resembled the Anunnaki but were violent beasts. These giants, okay? And it also mentions about how many giants were actually killed in the Bible from the flood. Look it up. The council decided that such an abomination must never be allowed to progress, because they would be a cancerous infection to the universe and a danger to any other species they encountered. Because the Anunnaki morals, the genocide of a related race was nearly unthinkable. That is why you have got human. Let's break it up. H-U, life, and then man. It is the Anunnaki seed line. Human. Okay. They decided to let it happen, this mass flood, because they knew that their planet was going to be close proximity to Earth and it would cause this massive flooding, which would wipe out the abomination. So they said, well, okay, we'll go for that, because it's in a sense it's a natural cause. It's not them going down and slaying them. It's a natural cause that's kill people off in that regard, which happens time and time again on this planet where people have been killed by floods and earthquakes, and okay, it's natural cause. Now Enki didn't want to lose the opportunity to have a kingdom of his own, so he went against the orders of the council yet again and protected segments of the created beings from the flood. When the council heard about this, they were livid, and Enki paid a price for his treachery, but left a growing species that was still a danger as ever. Now, you think about it. When after the flood, or after Noah had survived, and you still had a certain amount of giants, and they were hidden in certain caverns. Now, if you go into the Bible, when Moses had actually did the Exodus out of Egypt, and they were wandering for was it 40 years or something in the desert, and he sent some scouts out to, like he would normally do, and they went through a certain area, and it was like a land of the giants, because these were the giants of that were left behind that survived. And even David and Goliath, that story is referred to as, again, there was giants. And you can even see it in the odd occasion in our society. You'll see with certain people, even though they've got like a normal family, you might have one child that's probably got this slight genetic trace from an old seed, where they end up being extremely tall, more than their own natural family. Okay, they're 7-8 foot near enough people, these giant people on Earth, and they've been in the Guinness Book of Records because of it, because they still carry that slight gene trace. Okay, and if you look around and you look on the different sites, and you'll see for yourself that the evidence of the skeleton remains of these societies that had these big axes, and there's no way on Earth anybody of our size can move them. They're just too heavy. And yet a giant would be quite capable of picking one of these up and swinging it around. So look at your evidence, okay? Educate yourself, learn the truth. Come to our church, which is on Facebook, which is the inaugural church of the Municipal Church of Lord Rael. So please come, take a look. But go to that www.ra/el.org, which I will put on this video. Go to there, like I said, go to the evidence page, go to the videos as well, and learn, accept it. Search the facts. You'll find that they all tally together. Earth's history, all the remnants that have been left behind, the pyramids that Zacharias Sitchin said were deliberately made because it was part of a system that the Anunnaki made. Okay. Jerusalem, if you look for the actual foundation of Jerusalem, the actual main temple, and it's so flat, it's like a platform. But if you go underneath and you see these massive blocks that are tons and tons in weight, and nobody could have moved them without certain technology. Okay, it's not just that; it's also already different places around the world. You have these specific points, and there's certain energy points, because this has downfounded a lot of the society in archaeology. Excuse me. Where they say, well, how can these people move all this weight? And they try and come up with theories which don't really sound sense, particularly when you're moving blocks and you've got to create a sand thing. Okay. There's a lot of things that happen that have been deliberately lost. Okay, so yeah, check it out. Don't be scared. Come and see us. Ask the clergy questions. But yeah, go to the videos, go to the evidence, check the information out yourself. Even watch Zacharias Sitchin's information. He had no connection with the church at all, but he told you the truth, and he was a very, very intelligent man. Yeah, he was a professor, very clever man, and bless his soul, he's gone now. But have a look, okay? I'll leave it as that. And I send God's blessings to you all. And I hope that you learn and you seek that truth. Don't forget, knock and the door shall be opened. Seek and you shall find. And I love you all. God bless.